There's a battle raging in her mind right now. Whether she wants to admit it or not, she thinks about you more often than she'd like to. Memories of your presence, your words, your energy, they linger, surfacing in quiet moments when she least expects them. Yet, despite the pull, she won't text, she won't call, she won't even give you the slightest indication that you're on her mind. Why? Because her pride stands as an unyielding barrier between her emotions and her actions. And today, I'm going to break down exactly why she's trapped in this internal conflict, why she's wrestling with emotions she won't express, and most importantly, how you, as a man of self-respect, should handle it with the discipline and wisdom of a Stoic. Let's begin. Number 1. The battle between heart and pride. She wants to reach out, but there's a voice in her head whispering, "Don't do it. He might think you're weak. He should be the one to text first." It's not that she doesn't miss you, she does. But her pride won't let her admit it. She replays old conversations, wonders if you're thinking about her, maybe even types out a message, only to delete it before hitting send. This is the battle between heart and ego, emotions and self-preservation. She wants to feel close to you again, but she also fears looking like she made a mistake. What if you've moved on? What if you no longer care? The fear of rejection, of appearing vulnerable, holds her back. So, she waits, hoping you'll be the one to break the silence first. But here's where you must embrace a Stoic mindset. As men, we don't dwell on someone else's internal struggle. That's her battle, not yours. Your concern should never be whether she texts you or not. Your focus should be on your own growth, your own mindset, your own peace of mind. You cannot control her pride, her hesitation, or her choices. What you can control is how you respond, with strength, self-respect, and unshakable composure. Ever notice how we tend to value something more when we're at risk of losing it? That's human nature. Your silence isn't just a void, it's a message. It says, "I'm not waiting. I'm not chasing. If you want me, you'll have to come to me." And that's what gets her thinking. That's what makes her wonder. She may not say it, she may not show it, but make no mistake. She's thinking about you. She's scrolling through old messages, glancing at your social media, resisting the urge to reach out because her pride is fighting against her emotions. Remember the words of Epictetus. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Let go of the need for validation. Let go of the expectation that she should be the one to reach out. If she truly values you, she'll find a way. If not, then the silence was never yours to break. Either way, you win. Number 2. She's looking for clues about you. Even though she won't reach out, she's looking for reassurance that you still care. She might not like your posts, she might not comment, but don't mistake her silence for indifference. She's paying attention. Maybe she's scrolling through your profile late at night, looking for any sign that you still think about her. Maybe she's checking to see if you've moved on, if there's someone new, or if you've remained the same man she once knew. Her pride won't let her ask outright, but that doesn't mean you're not on her mind. Pride is a funny thing. It can keep people from saying what they truly feel, from admitting what's obvious to them in private, but too difficult to express in public. She might want to reach out, but the idea of being vulnerable, of admitting she was wrong, or simply showing that she still cares, is a battle within herself. And here's the reality. If she's letting pride keep her silent, that's not something you need to solve. That's her journey, not yours. But this is where most men go wrong. They take the bait. They start posting things that they hope she'll see, carefully crafting stories on social media just to get a reaction. A song lyric here, a mysterious caption there, all meant to nudge her pride and make her reach out. But a man who understands his value doesn't need to play those games. He doesn't alter his actions to be noticed by someone who isn't willing to put aside their ego. A Stoic man knows better. He understands that his energy should be spent on things within his control. And what is within your control? Your growth, your discipline, your sense of purpose. So what's your move? It's simple. Keep living your life the way you were meant to, whether she's watching or not. Your purpose is not to be a spectacle for her silent attention. Your purpose is to become the kind of man who doesn't need external validation. If she still cares, she will feel the weight of your absence. She'll battle with her own pride. She'll feel the conflict between her heart and her ego. And that is when she'll realize losing you wasn't just about losing a man, it was about losing something rare. A wise man does not perform for an audience. He performs for himself. When you embrace that truth, you'll stop worrying about whether she's watching, and she'll start wondering why she ever let you go. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found yourself tempted to post something just to get a reaction? Or have you taken the higher path, choosing to focus on yourself instead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Or if this message resonates with you, simply type, "A wise man performs for himself." Let's see how many of us are truly embracing that mindset. Number 3. Signs she's thinking about you. Women are rarely direct about their feelings. Instead, they drop signals, hoping you'll pick up on them. She might post a song lyric that reminds her of you, a quote about missing someone. She might casually ask a mutual friend, "How has he been?" These are all small ways of saying, "I'm thinking about him," without having to say it outright. But here's the twist. Her pride won't let her admit it. She wants you to notice, but she doesn't want to be the first to break the silence. Maybe she lingers on your social media, watching your stories, but never liking anything. Maybe she suddenly becomes active in places you used to frequent together, as if by coincidence. Or she drops a subtle inside joke in a conversation that only you would understand. A quiet reminder that you still occupy space in her mind. Why doesn't she just say it? Because admitting she misses you means making herself vulnerable. And for some women, vulnerability feels like losing control. Her pride tells her to wait, to see if you'll reach out first, to protect herself from the possibility of rejection. She battles between her emotions and her ego, and often her ego wins. A man who knows his worth doesn't chase validation or lose himself in deciphering every little sign. Just because she's thinking about you doesn't mean you should abandon your path to seek her out. The true test of strength is not reacting to every emotion or signal that comes your way. As Seneca said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." If you keep chasing after every moment of attention or every unspoken feeling, you lose yourself in the process. Her signals, her silence, her pride, none of these should dictate your next move. A strong man remains unmoved, not because he's indifferent, but because he refuses to be controlled by anything outside of himself. Let her thoughts be hers to wrestle with. Your focus is on your own growth, your own peace. If she values you enough, she'll overcome her pride. If not, you'll already be too far ahead to care. Number 4. The push and pull of emotions. One moment, she's engaging in small ways, liking an old photo, sending a vague text, or watching your stories. The next, she's acting distant, ignoring your messages, or pretending she doesn't care. This is the emotional push and pull that happens when pride and desire collide. She feels the urge to reach out, but something inside holds her back. Her ego, her fear of appearing weak, or maybe even the lingering thought that you should be the one chasing her. Women don't always process emotions logically. They respond to them impulsively, often in ways that contradict how they truly feel. She might miss you, think about you at night, even replay moments you shared. But admitting it, that's another story. Her pride won't let her, because to her, acknowledging those emotions means surrendering, and she doesn't want to give you that power. But you, as a Stoic, don't ride those emotional waves with her. You don't get excited when she shows interest or frustrated when she withdraws. You don't let her inconsistency dictate your state of mind. You remain steady because your emotions are your responsibility, not hers. She can play the game of hot and cold, but you don't react to it. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't lose yourself trying to decode her signals. Do not let the actions of others shake your inner foundation. That's the essence of Stoicism. You recognize that her pride, her hesitation, her silence, none of it is truly about you. It's her internal battle. And in the end, people always think about what they don't have. The more you remain detached, the more she feels your absence. The more she realizes that you are not another man easily swayed by emotions. Imagine this. She's lying in bed, scrolling through her phone, debating whether to text you. Her heart says yes, but her pride whispers, no, he should reach out first. She closes her phone, but your name lingers in her mind. You are in control, not by manipulation, but by being unshaken, by being the man who does not chase, but attracts, the man who moves with purpose, not desperation. And when she finally does reach out, you respond with the same calm, collected presence. No bitterness, no gloating, just a man who knows his worth. That's what keeps you in her mind, long after the moment has passed. Reflect on this for a moment. How often have you seen this emotional push and pull play out in your own life? Have you ever noticed someone battling their own pride while struggling with their feelings for you? More importantly, how did you respond? True Stoicism isn't about playing games. It's about standing firm in your own sense of self, refusing to be swayed by someone else's inner conflict. If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Or, if you just want to show you're embracing this mindset, drop this phrase in the comments. I remain steady. Let's keep the conversation going. Number 5. She's revisiting the past. Memories hold a strange power over us. They can be both a source of comfort and a relentless trigger for regret. Nostalgia has a way of creeping in when least expected, and for her, it's becoming an unavoidable whisper in the back of her mind. She replays old moments, the laughter, the long conversations, the way you looked at her as if she were the only person in the world. She wonders, did I make the right choice? At first, she brushed it off, convinced that moving on was the right thing to do. But as time stretches on, her certainty begins to waver. She catches herself thinking about you more than she'd like to admit, about the way you made her feel, the words you said, and even the moments of silence that once felt comfortable. Yet, no matter how strong the pull of the past is, admitting she was wrong, that's an entirely different battle. Because to reach out, to acknowledge her regret, would mean setting aside her pride. And for some, that's harder than walking away in the first place. You see, the human mind has a tendency to romanticize what it no longer possesses. The flaws that once seemed so glaring begin to fade, replaced by an idealized version of what was lost. The arguments shrink into irrelevance. The good times grow even brighter, and the security you once provided becomes a distant warmth she can no longer reach. She finds herself scrolling through old messages late at night, hearing a song that pulls her back to a time when things felt right, maybe even typing out a message, only to delete it seconds later. If he cared, he'd reach out first, her ego whispers. So she waits, even as the ache of missing you deepens. But here's where Stoicism reminds you of a crucial truth. You cannot control her pride, nor can you dictate her actions. You cannot force her to see what she's refusing to acknowledge. And most importantly, you cannot and should not wait. You don't belong in the past, trapped in a loop of what-ifs and maybes. You belong in the present, in the life that's unfolding before you. If she truly wants to revisit what was, that is her responsibility to act on. It is not yours to assume, and it is certainly not yours to chase. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Apply that here. Do not fear the loss of something that may never have been meant to stay. Do not waste your time seeking validation from someone who is too bound by pride to offer it. You don't need confirmation that she's thinking about you. The fact that she's battling herself over it is proof enough. And when the silence becomes too much for her to bear, when she finally realizes that in trying to hold on to her pride, she let go of something real, she may reach out. But by then, it won't matter, because you won't be the same person she left behind. You'll have moved forward, stronger, wiser, and onto something greater. Number 6. The moment she starts to miss you. The moment she truly realizes your absence is when she starts to feel the weight of it. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding human psychology. We tend to appreciate what's gone more than what's constantly available. When you were there, offering your attention, your time, and your presence, she may not have fully grasped what it meant. But now, in your silence, in your absence, the echoes of your presence become louder. She thinks about you, but her pride won't let her say it. She scrolls through old messages, hesitates before typing a new one, then deletes it. She wonders what you're doing, if you've moved on, if you still think about her. But admitting that's something her ego won't allow. And that's where many get it wrong. They assume no contact means she doesn't care. In reality, pride and fear of vulnerability often hold people back more than indifference ever could. As Epictetus wisely put it, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Whether she reaches out or not, whether she acknowledges her feelings or suppresses them, that is beyond your control. What is within your control? The way you carry yourself, the way you build your life, and the way you refuse to be defined by someone else's hesitation. The moment you shift your focus inward, on your own growth, your own peace, and your own purpose, is the moment you reclaim your power. You don't sit around waiting for her to break. You don't obsess over when she'll cave in. You continue on your path because your value isn't determined by whether or not she finally admits she misses you. It's determined by the man you become in her absence. Maybe she'll reach out. Maybe she won't. But the irony is, the more you focus on yourself and detach from needing her validation, the more she will feel your absence. Because silence speaks louder than words, and the void you leave behind forces her to confront something she never expected: how much she actually misses you. If you've made it this far, take a second to reflect. What part of this message hit home for you? Have you ever seen how distance can make someone realize what they took for granted? Your perspective matters. Leave a comment sharing your thoughts, or if you just want to show you're in control of your own story, type, I choose my peace. Let's see who's really embracing the power of self-respect. Number 7. How to maintain your power. Self-respect over instant gratification. That's the key. Focus on your purpose, build your value, and let attraction take care of itself. As Seneca put it, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Right now, she's thinking about you. She scrolls through old messages, maybe even hovers over your name in her contacts. But her pride? That's a wall she's not ready to break down just yet. She wants to reach out, but the thought of making the first move, of admitting she misses you, feels like surrender. And let's be honest, ego and emotions are in a constant battle. This is where your power lies, not in chasing, not in proving your worth, but in standing firm in your self-respect. A true Stoic understands that control over another's emotions is an illusion. What you can control is yourself, your mindset, your discipline. As Epictetus wisely put it, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Your freedom comes from detaching yourself from the need for validation. The moment you stop worrying about whether she will reach out, whether she is thinking about you, is the moment you regain your strength. When you master yourself, you become the kind of man who doesn't need to chase, because he naturally attracts. That strength? It's in your silence. It's in the patience to let her sit with her thoughts, to let the absence work its way into her mind. Think about it. When you pull away, you create space for her to wonder. It's human nature to crave what feels just out of reach. The more you stay grounded, focused on your own life, the more she feels the pull. Imagine this. She's out with friends, laughing, pretending everything is fine. But when she's alone, when the distractions fade, that's when your absence is loudest. She's not texting you, not because she doesn't want to, but because she's wrestling with her own pride. And this is where most men slip. They break the silence too soon, searching for reassurance, for validation. But a man who respects himself doesn't need to chase what's already drawn to him. He doesn't interrupt the natural flow of attraction with impatience. So, let her think about you. Let her pride keep her silent. Your role is simple. Stay focused, keep improving, and allow the universe to unfold as it should. If she truly values you, if the connection was real, she'll come forward. And if she doesn't, you haven't lost anything. You've only proven your ability to maintain power. Your power. Number 8. Should you reach out first? When should you text her? When it aligns with your standards, not your emotions. Act with wisdom, not impulse. If she left you without clarity, let her be the one to provide it. I get it. You're wondering if she's thinking about you. The truth? She probably is. But here's the catch. Her pride won't let her admit it. Maybe she expects you to chase. Maybe she's waiting to see if you'll crack first. That's why you have to hold your ground. A woman's silence isn't always indifference. It can be her own internal battle. She might replay your moments together, scroll through old messages, hesitate before typing a text she never sends. She may want to reconnect, but refuses to make the first move, because doing so would mean swallowing her pride. And let's be honest, pride is a powerful force. It keeps people from expressing what they truly feel. But here's where Stoicism comes in. The wise man doesn't act out of need, he acts out of principle. You don't reach out because you feel lonely or because you crave validation. You reach out when it aligns with who you are, a man of self-respect, a man who values clarity over confusion. Think of Epictetus. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? You can't force her to reach out. You can't dictate her thoughts, her pride, or her reluctance. But you can demand the best for yourself by refusing to act from desperation. You can control your response, your patience, and your self-respect. A man who values himself does not chase uncertainty. He allows things to unfold naturally. Let her wrestle with her pride. If she truly cares, she'll find her way back. And if she doesn't, you've already chosen to move forward with strength. If she truly cares, she will push past her pride. If she doesn't, then why should you be the one making the effort? When you act from wisdom rather than impulse, you send a clear message, not just to her, but to yourself. You refuse to be a man who bends to uncertainty. You become the man she knows she can't afford to lose. Let her sit with the silence. Let her pride wrestle with her emotions. And if she truly values you, she'll find a way to break it. Number 9. When her pride finally breaks. It happens eventually. She finds an excuse to reconnect. Maybe it's a casual text about something random, or she stumbles upon an old photo, and suddenly the urge to reach out is too strong to ignore. But now, the question isn't whether she'll reach out. It's how you respond. And the answer is simple: with confidence, with purpose, and without bitterness. A true Stoic never gloats. He moves forward with grace. You see, pride is a powerful force, and for a while, it will keep her from admitting she misses you. She'll distract herself, convince herself she made the right choice, and put on a front as if everything is perfectly fine. But emotions don't just vanish. They linger, simmering beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to make themselves known. She may not tell you outright, but you'll see it in the small things. The way she hesitates before replying, the way she lingers on your social media, or the way mutual friends mention her asking about you. These are the cracks in her pride, moments when her mind betrays the mask she's trying to wear. But the key here isn't to chase, to demand answers, or to seek validation. The key is to remain steady, unshaken by her silence, just as the Stoics taught. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." And that's exactly how you must carry yourself. You don't punish her for walking away. You don't hold on to resentment. Instead, you become the man who is content whether she returns or not. You stay grounded in your purpose. You continue your journey. And when she does reach out, you welcome the moment with self-respect, not desperation. Think about this. If you react emotionally, if you lash out or try to make her feel guilty, you only prove that she still has control over you. But if you respond with calm, collected energy, it forces her to see you in a different light. It reminds her of why she was drawn to you in the first place. That is power. That is mastery over yourself. So, when her pride finally breaks and she reaches out, don't make it about winning or losing. Make it about who you've become in her absence. Because if she truly values you, she won't just test the waters. She'll find a way to lower her pride and step back into your life. And if she doesn't, then you already know you were better off moving forward. Number 10. Your growth is the real game changer. Here's the reality. Whether she comes back or not, you've already won. You've grown, evolved, and built a life so solid that no one person dictates your happiness. The best revenge? It's not revenge at all. It's becoming the man you were meant to be. And trust me, she's thinking about you. Maybe she scrolls through old messages, lingers on your photos, or replays memories in her mind. But her pride? That's the wall she's built to keep herself from admitting it. She doesn't want to be the one to break the silence, to give you the satisfaction of knowing that you still cross her mind. But let's be honest, does that really matter? A Stoic man doesn't live for validation. He doesn't sit around waiting for a sign that someone still cares. He moves forward, knowing that his worth isn't tied to someone else's recognition. As Epictetus put it, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. And the truth is, you don't need her words to confirm what you already suspect. You don't need her to say, "I miss you," because deep down, you already know she does. Think about it. Why would someone forget a man who was steady, strong, and confident? She won't. But instead of reaching out, she's choosing to protect her ego. Maybe she's waiting for you to crack first, to send that text, to make it easy for her. That's why silence is powerful. When you refuse to chase, you flip the script. Your absence forces her to sit with her own thoughts, to wrestle with the reality that you are a presence in her life she took for granted. You don't break your frame. You don't rush in to save her from the silence. A Stoic understands that emotions come and go, but self-respect remains. The moment you start chasing, you hand over control. The moment you stay firm, you remind her why she was drawn to you in the first place. And if she never admits it, if she never reaches out, that's okay too, because the real victory isn't in her return. It's in the fact that you've already moved forward. You're building a life that excites you. You're not looking over your shoulder, waiting for someone else's approval. So let her think. Let her pride keep her silent. That's her battle, not yours. Your focus? Keep rising, keep evolving, and let your growth speak louder than words ever could. At the end of the day, this isn't about winning a battle of pride. It's about knowing your worth. A man of value doesn't wait for validation, nor does he chase someone who is too caught up in their own ego to reach out. Instead, he moves forward, focused on his growth, his purpose, and his own peace of mind. If she's truly thinking about you, she'll have to wrestle with her own emotions. That's her battle, not yours. Your silence isn't about playing games, it's about self-respect. And if she ever decides to push past her pride, she'll realize that you were never just another option. You were the standard. Remember, the moment you shift your focus from needing her attention to mastering yourself, you reclaim your power. You don't need to prove anything. Your value isn't up for debate. It's demonstrated in the way you carry yourself, the way you move, and the way you refuse to be swayed by fleeting emotions. So, stop worrying about whether she's thinking about you. If she truly values you, she'll make it known. And if she doesn't, you've already won by staying true to yourself. If this video gave you insight, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever been in this situation before? What did you do? Share your experience. I'd love to hear it. And if you found value in this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Also, don't stop here. Keep sharpening your mindset. Check out the videos on screen now for more powerful insights into attraction, self-mastery, and Stoic wisdom. I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, stay focused, keep rising.